and released today, and we are interviewing her here live. Work at the seamstress in the department store. I was tired from a long day of work, and I sat down in the front of the black section. A white gentleman wanted me to move for him, and at the moment I was scared, but I knew it was the right thing to do. My court lasted 30 minutes, and I was found guilty of disorderly conduct and violating a local ordinance.
So, did you just have no energy to get up, so you didn't move?
I was not physically tired, but I was tired of giving into segregation.
What segregation have you faced?
It took me 3 times to register to vote in Jim Crow, Alabama, and now this arrest has me fired from my job.
Have you had any past civil rights involvement?
I was in the NAACP secretary in 1943 and also an investigator for sexual assault on black women.
Why do you believe what you did was right?
Because segregation is wrong and everyone should be treated equal.
Do you think this boycott will work?
Yes, 75% of Montgomery bus riders were African American and 90% were boycotting.
How do you guys plan on getting around in everyday life?
We will walk, carpool, or ride with African American taxi drivers. Montgomery Improvement Association coordinated the boycott. The boycott demonstrated using nonviolent mass protests to challenge racial segregation. Before me, Women's Political Council was a group of black professional women founded in 1946, had focused on Jim Crow practices on the Montgomery city buses. We wanted to change no one standing over empty seats, and that black people were not to pay in the front of the bus and enter from the back, and require buses to stop at every corner in black residential areas.
Okay, thank you for coming on my show. The U.S. citizens do not want to give in to the bus boycott and give up the law of segregation. The Montgomery Bus Company does not agree with Rosa and believes white people should be seated first. African Americans want everyday segregation gone. They were shocked to find out that Rosa Parks was arrested for refusing. King said the boycott was to be the power of a growing self-respect to the African Americans and the struggle for civil rights. This is the morning news, and I'm Katie Day.
And I'm Allie Rivera, here to report the 50th anniversary of Rosa Parks' arrest.
Rosa Parks was the start of the bus boycott in Montgomery. This boycott was necessary to show everyone should have equal rights.
Yes, this is the African Americans saying you need us and that we are just as important as white citizens.
This boycott needed to happen so that white people could see blacks a little bit more the same.
And Rosa Parks was right to not give up her seat, especially since she wasn't even in the white section.
But there were some people who disagreed.
Yes, I guess people who disagreed, they were raised to treat African Americans like property. They didn't see it as a wrong perspective, but as their way of life.
Sadly, a few months ago, on October 24th, 2005, Rosa died. We are going to recap her life story.
Rosa Parks was born February 4th, 1913 in Tuskegee, Alabama. Her full name was Rosa Louise McCauley. Before she was married, she had one brother and no children. Rosa Parks was known as the mother of the civil rights movement.
When Rosa was 19, she was married to Raymond Parks and became Rosa Parks. Raymond Parks was a member of the NAACP.
Her parents were divorced and both were former slaves at a farm.
Rosa attended the schools Pine Level, Industrial School for Girls, and Alabama State Teachers College for Negroes. All these schools were worn down and lacked supplies.
Last year, Rosa was diagnosed with progressive dementia, and she died at the age of 92 this year.
Rosa has a stamp for and a statue for her honor in the nation capitol building. Also, in Detroit's Woodland Cemetery, the chapel was renamed Rosa L. Parks Freedom Chapel. Contrary to popular beliefs, she didn't get along well with Dr. King. They had a warm professional relationship, but she disagreed with many of his decisions during her time in the Montgomery boycott.
Rosa started one of the earliest civil rights movements.
Yes, let's talk about her boycott and her role in it.
Rosa was on the Cleveland Avenue bus going home from work. She gets on the bus with driver J. Fred Black.
She got arrested, got into court, and was fined $10 plus a $4 court fee.
When she got out of the boycott, the boycott started. African American homes and community places were being bombed. It was getting out of hand. It was dangerous for anyone, white or black, to boycott the buses.
On June 5th, 1956, the Browder versus Gale Montgomery case, the Montgomery Federal Court said bus segregation was unconstitutional and it violated the 14th Amendment.
On December 20th, 1956, the U.S. Supreme Court agreed that bus segregation was unconstitutional. They interrogated the buses and the boycott ended that day.
Hello, this is the new news. We are going to talk about segregation from the time of Rosa Parks in 1955 when she was arrested to today in 2016. I'm Katie Day.
And I'm Allie Rivera.
Here to report this.
Today, 1.5 million black men are in jail, and a large percent of them are jailed for nonviolent offenses, and others are awaiting their court dates.
There's a divide in America, but not like when Parks boycotted. Racism was more bold than it is today.
The transportation is now desegregated. They're routinely routed around the passengers in popular places to go.
The white citizens have realized that